Okay, before we start the webinar today, I would like to highlight that now we are having Cyber Open Day until 4th of April, which means until this until this Sunday from 9 to 5 p.m. If you wish to know more information about the Cyber Open Day program inquiry, please scan the QR code here to register yourself to get more information. And we do provide live chat, video chat, and more webinars, career guidance, virtual campus tour as well. Okay, so welcome to our webinar today. The topic of today is my journey as a psychology student and presented by Utah Psychology Society committee member. Okay, so the duration of today is 1 hour and we divided into 45 minutes for the sharing section and 15 minutes for Q&A section. So if you have any question, please feel free to drop a message in the chat box. Okay, so at the same time, we do live streaming in our Facebook page, Utah for You. So if let's say your friends who are not able to join in Zoom, they can watch it in our Facebook page, Utah for You. So go to the Facebook page and search for this page lah. Okay, so okay, so I would like to welcome our committee member, the Utah Psychology Society committee member, Avinash, chairperson, Lo Zheng Yan, vice chair, Logis, auditor, and Tan Choshen, treasurer. So without further delay, let's welcome Utah Psychology Society committee member to start the webinar today. Let's welcome Avinash, chairperson.
Thank you, Ms. Areka. So first of all, let me welcome everyone who are joining this event, and I hope you guys can learn something from this. So let's begin with my introduction. My name is Avinash. I am born and raised in Ipoh, Perak, and I study in SMK Anderson, Ipoh. And currently I'm in my year 2 Sem 3 in the psychology course of Utah. And I was in my science stream during my Form 4 and Form 5. And with that, I'd like to pass on the question to Lo Zheng Yan, as he is our vice chairperson.
Thank you very much, Avi, and a very good afternoon to everyone. So my name is Lo Zheng Yan, and I'm currently a year 3 Sem 3 student in psychology, and I'm from Kedah and from a small town called as Kulim. And during my secondary school, I am from SMJK Chuming and from side stream during my Form 5. This will be for me. And how about you, Chao Sing?
Thank you, Zheng Yuan, and greetings everyone. I'm Tan Cho Seng and I'm from Malacca, and I'm currently year 3 trimester 3 study in bachelor degree in social science psychology. I'm from SMJK Yok Bin, and I was studying in art stream, which is accounting and economy plus additional mathematics in Form 5. And I would like to pass to Logis.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Logesh Bhaskaran. I'm 23 years old. I'm from Klang, Selangor, and now I'm currently in year 2, Sem 3 of Bachelor's in Psychology. And also I took STPM in Shah Bandar, and my SPM, I did it in SMK Sri Andalas Klang. And I was in science stream as well during my SPM time.
Okay, thank you, Logis, and thank you, everyone. So I guess most of the audience here are from Form 4, Form 5, and also from UEC student. So right now, since Avi, Zheng Yan, Logis, and Chao Sheng went through the stage, so you all may share with us how did you face, what did you face during your Form 5, and how you overcome the uncertainties after the SPM. So what about we start with Avinash first?
Thank you again, Ms. Arika. So during my Form 5, yes, you are right. It is very uncertain. There's a lot of things you don't know when you're trying to transition after your SPM and going into your further studies or maybe finding a job. There's a lot of things you don't know. You don't know the process. You don't know what you're getting into. You don't know your options. So this entire situation was very, very hard. Despite whatever you get during your SPM, it is still a hard decision you have to make. Whether you want to go for diploma, foundation, matriculation, all these, you have to think about it very carefully. So for me, this was my biggest challenge, as well as trying to choose, once I've already chosen what stream I would like to go in, I went for foundation, but I could have went for other things like Form 6 and all sorts of things, right? but I went for foundation, and even in that, it was hard for me to choose the stream that I wanted to go in. So this was a challenge for me, and also what I did in order to handle this challenge was to assess all the subjects that I disliked back in high school, such as I already hated mathematics. So I thought to myself, oh, let's join psychology and there'll be less mathematics there, no mathematics there, and I won't have to deal with it ever for the rest of my life. Such as that, I mean, that's not really the best thinking, but it can be a type of way that you can use to assess what type of courses you would like to enter and also where you would like to study. It's all about the information you can gather. So can I pass it on to Logesh to answer this question?
Thank you, Avinash. There are several things that I was facing during my SPM time. The first one is that I think so most of you guys are facing this, like which is you are confused of what you wanted to study or what type of course you want to choose. It's basically, I think so most of them are facing this right now, and I found myself in the same position where during my SPM time I wasn't good at anything. I wasn't bad at anything. I was average in everything. Like my marks also is almost is like all every time is C B something like that. So even though I was in science stream, I still like had this unclear how to say unclear thoughts lah, like what am I supposed to do. And also I didn't know how the college and university education system works. Like for secondary school, I think so everything is pretty much cut out, like you do exam, you get your results, and you can move forward like that. So I was confused about that. And how did I overcome these challenges is that I did my own research, as you can see, because internet is basically everywhere right now. So I did my own research and I learned it. So how about Shashan?
Thank you very much. So for me, the thing that I'm facing in Form 5 is actually some confusion and what I'm supposed to do. But at first, I actually do not have confusion, and I actually know that exactly what I should do in the future. And honestly, I was supposed and I was planning to be a Navy because I was a Boy Scout in secondary school and I love scouting. I love exploration. So that's why at that time I was thinking about, oh, maybe Navy will be a very good choice. However, my health condition is getting bad, and it's actually stopped me for choosing this to have this selection. So at the time I start to confuse and I don't know what to do to my future. But I still didn't stop exploring any other possibilities. So I think, besides scouting, what I actually like. So I found out that besides scouting, I really interested in human personality, society, specific group behavior, and more about fantastic character and even horoscope. So from there, I start to keep discover my interest. And in the end, I found out like I really like topics about personality and human behavior. So in short, I try to explore and discover the possibility through the whole whole Form 4 and Form 5. So how about Zheng Yuan? What's your experience? Can you share with us?
All right, thank you very much, Cho Sing. So as for me, I know that Form 5 is most of the time for all the secondary students to make their decision on which university or course for them to choose from. But during that time, I face a major issue, which is I'm lost. I'm completely lost. So I don't know whether which course should I going to choose, or whether which university should I going to choose. And even during that time, most of my friends, they already make up their mind already. They already know that which university they are going to go or which course they are going to go. But during that time, I still have no idea. But in terms of how I resolve my issue is, I still can remember during that time, our school will organize those like bus trips to visit universities. And during my first visitation to Utah, so I feel like this place has the potential to change me. So because of its conductive learning environment, so I felt like, like an immediate spark, I would say. So I know that this will be my place of study. So I ended up choosing Utah for my degree. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Jengyan, for the sharing. So, beside that, as I know of you from different background, like Avinash, Jengyan, and Logis from science stream, and Cho Sheng from art stream. So, could you share with us how you make the decision and why psychology? What about we start with Cho Sheng first?
Thank you very much. And for me, how I come out with this decision is actually, first of all, is related to the answer I given to the second question. It's like I keep exploring, and in the end, I found out, wow, I actually like psychology related topic like a lot. Then actually, it also one thing happened. I was when I'm in about from 4, like near from 5, I actually create a personality test by using fantasy character by myself, and I share this to the peers to just playing around. Then my tuition center actually think that it is good for me to learn more about psychology because she know that I actually interested with it. So she motivate me to keep exploring. So at the time, I also involved in a lot of psychology related session and class to learn more about things about psychology. And in the end, I think, oh, actually it's actually a very good choice. And also, I also share this to a school counselor in my secondary school, and try to discuss with her. And in the end, I come out like, oh, actually, this is a good choice for me to select and to study psychology. Then in the end, because my parents also support me, then I choose psychology to study in my university. So how about Zenggen? What's your experience?
All right, thank you, Steven. So in terms for me, why I choose psychology as for my degree, right? So my reason is pretty simple. It's actually I want to avoid mathematics during that time. So because of this, I decided to choose psychology. But actually, eventually, after I look at the course offerings, what the course psychology could offer us, then I noticed that, oh, I was wrong. Actually, there is some mathematics such as like statistics or probability that involved in this subject. But luckily for me, I do really like statistics or like probability stuff. So I ended up still choosing psychology, and actually statistics and probability inside psychology course is actually quite fun. How about Avinash?
Thank you for passing it to me, Zengyan. So let's not talk about the mathematics things. I know mathematics can be quite a stressful thing to hear about. But then if you look at psychology from a different perspective, such as looking at people's behavior, for me, that applies a lot because I was really interested in psychology because I had an interest in social deductions. I really like doing those CSI things, where they find out who was the killer. Like when you play the mobile game Among Us, you try to find out who is the killer. I had an interest in doing things like this. So I found out that once you finish your degree in psychology, you can go ahead and do your master's in criminal psychology and actually pursue this career. And to me, that was very interesting. And also, you learn a lot of things on the side where, like, you learn about the society, you learn about each and everyone's individual personalities. All these things are very, very impressive. They're very interesting to me. So this actually caught my attention in choosing psychology. But of course, it was not my first choice. My first choice was actually culinary. But then again, I went for this because it has a brighter future. So if any of our answers actually manage to catch your eye into joining psychology or this university, then you could have a bright future in just this course itself. So what about you, Logish?
Thank you, Avinash. To be honest, like my reason why I chose psychology is more like situational, because I was interested in teaching actually. So I once I finished my SPM and STPM as well, I tried applying for many government universities, and I keep getting rejected. I even went for psychometric tests, and they conducted, so I got rejected. So it was mostly situational, because almost 1.5 years that I didn't how to say, I didn't make any effort to find universities or just look for courses that I am interested in. So once I get out, say, I got fed up actually. So once I know that I have to take matters on my hands, so I started looking for universities. Then I came across psychology course in Utah and the course structure as well. And from my thought, I thought the psychology course is going to be like more, I mean, yeah, psychology course is going to talk about every types of psychology, but they also talks about industrial psychology, marketing as well. So I'm little bit interested in that as well. So that's why I chose psychology.
Okay, thank you, Logis, for the sharing. So, I would like to ask Chosheng and Logis again. So, after you decide the program lah, so why you choose to study in Utah, and what is your first impression in Utah? What about we start with Logis first?
Okay, the reason why I chose Utah is, like I said before, one is the course structure. Like once you go to the Utah website, you can see the course structure of psychology course, and I'm interested in that course structure. And the frankly, when I was googling Utah on that, I think so. It was around 2019 something, and it was second university. The rank was second university in Malaysia, and I think so. It's 500 to 600 in how to say, in according to world university rankings, and I'm quite impressed by the ranking as well. And second, to be honest, I choose Kampa because I'm from Klang, so it's really how to say, it's a busy city. Like everywhere you go, like you can see everything moving fast, cars, people, like literally everything moving fast. So I wanted a, how to say, a change, environment change like that. So when I look into Utah Kampa and the Kampa campus, it was actually, even in the photos on the website itself, it looks quite nice. So I really wanted to experience that environment lah. So sorry. How about Zheng?
Chosheng, what about your opinion?
Sure. For me, first of all, is why end up study in Utah and this program. But for me, the thing is, first of all, we need to know in Malaysia, psychology is still an early developing program. So there are actually not much university offering this program. So after some searching and some comparison between the university, and I choose Utah in the end. The most obvious reason is definitely because the price offer. Compared to other university, Utah Psychology program is offer a very good price, and this program is actually offered in Kampa campus, which brings to my first impression to Utah also. So Kampa campus is a very beautiful campus. It is wide and big, and it got a very stunning environment. So it allowed me to really enjoy a university student life. So it is a very Western style learning environment, and it is actually, but yes, compared to other university, it is quite far from my hometown, which is Malacca. However, I think it is a very good chance for me to be independent and try to deal things for myself, and I will try to learn everything by myself, and learning new things is and exploring, which is the thing that I always like to do. So in the end, so in short, I choose Utah.
Okay, thank you, Choshen, for your sharing. All right, so besides that, since university life is a very big different compared to secondary school life lah. So what about Avi and Jungyan? Could you mind to share with us for about your first semester? Did you face any awkward moment in Utah, or any sharing that you would like to share with us? What about we start with Jungyan first?
All right, thank you very much. So as for me, I would like to share my first semester in Utah because I'm studying in Utah Kappa. And as Cho Seng mentioned just now, he stated like, he mentioned like the style of the university is like a Western style learning environment. And the university, the environment is very big. So because of this, there is a lot of blocks classes in the campus. So I still can remember my first semester because everything is completely new to me. So I think the hardest thing for me is to remember where is the location of my classes. So because I am still new to that location and everything is, I still face the difficulty to remember the names of each blocks, you know. So when sometimes my class will be in other blocks and sometimes other subjects will be in other blocks. So during that time, I keep facing the problem of loss of direction. So I ended up going to my classes late because of going to the wrong venue. And the second one is I still can remember my first semester, I would go and join a program organized by Utah called as the ice breaking program. Because of this, the programs organized during that time by my seniors, wow, they are very fun. So let's say if your future have opportunity to join Utah, you can join the ice breaking program. The activity is very fun, and also you can know a lot of new friends right there. So of course, during that time is my first semester in my foundation. So the activity and course content I would say is quite demanding, but it's pretty hectic. So, but I think it's a good thing to keep me productive. So, of course, as for my first semester, because the whole environment is very big, there is many blocks, and so there is a lot of like the canteens, cafeteria. So I will go and try which store of the cafeteria offer the best food for the best price and best taste. Yeah, that's all for me. How about you, Avinash?
Thank you, Zingyan. Your answer was very interesting. So for me, as what Ms. Arka said, yes, I did have a lot of awkward moments, but the most notable thing would be that Utah has a little lack of diversity, which was a little awkward for me when I first entered. It was very hard for me to get used to the environment, the people around that. But then eventually, after quite a while, you'd get used to it, and then you actually start embracing it. And in fact, you can actually start learning new languages, which is actually pretty cool. And also, one of the important things that you should know in Utah Kampa campus, the campus is pretty big, and most of the people there they commute in the campus using bicycles. And wow, that was a tough, tough thing to do. Riding bicycles in Utah was wow. Personally, I was not the most fit person to actually ride bicycles, and you have to go up the hill with a bicycle. It was tough. It was really tough. But then as I kept on doing it until now, I'm already getting more fit. And also at this point, I love riding bicycles. It's already been 3 years and I already enjoy riding bicycles. I like to just take my bike and just go circling around the hostel area sometimes. That would be my hobby, I guess. And it really invoked this interest in me. So other awkward moments I had was like Zengyan said earlier, um, the testing out the food in like go around the shops testing different foods. I've done that too as well, and also entering the wrong classes at the wrong moment. You walk into the class, you don't know that that was your class, and then you just pretend as if you are one of the students there, but then you're actually not. Sometimes I even go into these classes to sit there just for the air conditioning. That's kind of embarrassing, but still. So a lot of these awkward moments do happen, but eventually you can get used to it. And when you look back at them, you think like, wow, that was a fun experience. That was a funny thing that I did back then. And you actually learn from it as well. So that would be my answer on my experiences in my first semester.
Okay, thank you, Avi. So next, I would like to ask, may I know how did you all become a member of psychology society? Like, how do you know this society and how you join into this society? So, what about we start with Avi first?
Okay, thank you. Um, okay, so how did I find out about this society was okay, let's start with the reason for it. Because when I joined my degree in psychology, I was actually quite keen to learn more about psychology. Like I wanted more information on the course I'm learning. And the best way you can get information is from like seniors or people who have already experienced it. So that way we should find other people who have also studied the degree in psychology. So coincidentally, at that time, on the start of the semester, the university had a recruitment drive where societies would come and showcase their society and also recruit new members. And me and my friend happened to be walking around in that area, and then we saw Psychology Society. At that moment, I thought to myself, okay, this is good. I can join this. I can get a lot of information. I can get a lot of experience. So after I signed up for the society, it happens to be the person there, the receptionist there told me, you should join for our AGM. And then I did. And I actually got elected into the committee, which for 1 year, I did learn loads of things. And that's where I met Zheng Yan and Choshen. And I learned a lot of things from them. Even until now, I'm still learning pretty much a lot of things from them. And it's quite a good experience. You not only just learn things, but you also experience new things and you learn from those new things as well. It's mostly about the learning curve. And a year later, this year, I got elected as the chairperson. I am very grateful to my committee for having this hope on me. And even with this, trying to be the chairperson, it actually teaches you new things as well. There's a lot of uncertainties you have to handle, a lot of issues you have to handle, and taking on events, joining events, all these kinds of things are new experiences, and you learn from each and every one of them. So that would be my answer on this question. So can I pass it on to Zheng Yan?
All right, thank you very much, Avi. So actually for me, why do I join Psychology Society? Actually, that time, most of my friends, they managed to find a society to join already. And I still haven't made up my mind, oh, in terms of which society can I join? So, and I think about, oh, since I'm studying in the psychology course, so okay, I just joined the Psychology Society. So after I joined the Psychology Society, I found there is an activity called as an AGM, the annual general meeting. So I just, because I heard from some of my friends or my seniors, they stated that, oh, if you join the annual general meeting, you will have food right there. So my main intention to join the annual general meeting during that time is to fulfill my dinner only. I just go there and my main aim is I want to eat only. So, but little did I know, after I joined, someone voted me. Then my journey as a psychology society committee begins. So I still can remember my first position is the treasurer, is a treasurer for the society. Or during that time, because I don't have like accounting background on how to do like income statements, how to claim money back from society, or how to bank in to the society account. These are very new to me. So, but luckily there is some of the seniors right there, they managed to teach me. And in terms of how did I become a vice chair right now, vice chairperson for the society right now, as for that, I would like to thank for the committee. Thank you very much for the community members in believing me, for providing me an opportunity to contribute more for the society. And this will be my part. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Zheng Yan. So, all right, the sharing section has almost come to an end. So, from here, do you have any advice to currently they are in Form 4 and Form 5 student and even UBC? So, do you have any advice for them? Maybe we start with Cho Sheng first.
Thank you very much. And for advice, I did have advice, but let me just shorten it into two. The main two advice, and I would like to advise all the Form 4 and Form 5 students. The first one is definitely always be explorative, always be curious about anything new, and always be exploring things. Why? Because especially for the person or the students that still confusing what you need to do in the future. Because when you're exploring, you will learn new things and maybe it will trigger your interest and maybe you will find out that, wow, this is something that I actually like. Then maybe I can keep develop into that area and maybe walk into that pathway. Yes, there is a lot of people keep telling us that, oh, if you miss your direction, you need to plan very far. But for me, no, the thing is you must plan everything step by step. So let me use myself as an example. So for me, I start with exploration first. I explore there and keep trying new things, and I found out, wow, I actually like psychology. I have a very high interest in psychology related topics. And then from there, I move to confirmation. I confirm if I really into psychology and if I really want psychology. And then I start to consult the counselor. Definitely is the best choice because the school counselor will keep guiding you and maybe give you some guidance and keep exploring with you. And at the same time, I will keep discover my interest myself and keep testing all the interests. And lastly, I will make the decision, which is I select psychology as the subject that I want to study in university. And now the second advice is try to love what you chosen and choose what you love. So I will use myself as an example. I choose to study psychology because psychology is something that I love. I'm very interested in. So what I need to be aware is something they call the negative part about psychology, because when you talk about psychology with other people and say, hey, I think I want to study psychology and I think it will be the thing that it will be the course that I want to study in a university, there must be a voice that tell you that psychology, I think you will hard to get a job when you graduate. Or someone will say, you want to study psychology? Are you sure? Because when you go out, your salary will be very low compared to other, like compared to doctor, compared to lawyer, or even compared to anyone like graphic designer. But the thing is, everything is two-sided. There is the so-called positive side and there are so-called negative side. So the thing is, you want to love what you had chosen. So it not only make the things more easier, but also it also let you have more clearer direction. But still people will criticize, hey, then can I have a perfection? Like I choose the thing that I love, but at the same time, there is no harmful effect. Actually, technically, yes, you just need to change your perspective. So I will use myself as example. First of all, I know I love psychology. I'm very interested in psychology. At the same time, we cannot deny Malaysia. In Malaysia, psychology is a field that's still developing. So somehow it is very hard to get a job. And this is one case. And another case is even though you find a job, the salary is low. So let us change the perspective a little bit. So I know myself, I'm not a person that I need a lot of money in the bank, like like billions, millions of dollar in the bank. I know I don't want to be a very rich person, like let myself stress. So you can try to like estimate and calculate yourself and think. And for me, I think like, oh, actually, I can get a normal job, like be a normal person, and I don't need a lot of money. I do not need to be a billionaire or millionaire. If I got enough salary to let me survive, and that's enough. So in this case, for me, it is almost like perfect. I'm able to choose the course that I love, which is psychology, and at the same time, I do not worry about my future. So in short, everything has its function, and what you're going to select on is depends on how you see it. So this is the two advice I would like to give to all the Form 4 and Form 5 students. So I would like to pass to Logis. What's your opinion? Please share with us.
Thank you, Chao Sheng. My advice for no matter how old you are, whether from 4, you can be from 5, always be aware about what you're going to do. Because during my times, yeah, there were internet, but then the access for internets and gadgets were like quite less for me. So nowadays, like you can find it everywhere. Like even small kids have their own gadgets. So do your own research. Don't be clueless. If let's say you don't know about, like me, I didn't know about education system. So if you guys really like wanted to know about the system, you guys wanted to know about any information, just Google it. And during this pandemic time, I know SPM students are kind of like struggled because their SPM were delayed. So I think so now already SPM finished, and I think so you guys can be free now. So instead of just worrying about what am I going to do, what am I supposed to do, just go look for it and learn something new. Because people say that how to say now, people say that oh, opportunity is not coming to me, maybe I'm not good enough or something like that. It's not that. You have to find, if you want something, you have to go and get it. So you basically have to work hard and work smart in order to achieve your goals. And for form 5, once you already get your result, if it's good, congratulations. If it's bad, don't feel demotivated, because there's like literally so many things you might, everybody in this world have their own talent. So just go learn something new and see what's your talent, and uh, just move on with it lah. Yeah. How about Zingyan?
So thank you very much, Logish. So as for me, my advice is always remember to be passionate on what you study. So if not, you will be struggling a lot. So remember to choose the course that you like the most. So after you manage to find the course that you like the most, or after you have made your decision already, so you can try to read through what are the subjects that are going to cover in the course. So you nowadays, since online internet is quite easy to be accessed, you can also try to look online and from the course offerings, what course what the subjects will involve in the course. Sometimes you have your expectation on what's the course going to be like. For example, like psychology, you already have an expectation, but sometimes the expectation is far more different than your own expectation. For example, in psychology, like me, I also don't know it will have like involved in mathematics before I discovered that it will involve mathematics. So you all can try to view the subjects that going to be covered in the course first, and whether you to decide you really like it or not. And second one is I would suggest when you enter university, try to find and join a society, because in the society you can learn a lot of stuff that you unable to learn in your course. For example, like teamwork or communication skills, time management, or how to plan an event. These kind of things you're unable to learn in your own course. So it will be very beneficial in your practical or future working world. Yeah, this will be for my advice. How about you, Avinash?
Thank you, Zingyan. So my advice for the fellow listeners out there would be on related to the first question, the second question that we answered, which was the uncertainty. So once you're done with your SPM, never, no matter what result you get, whether it's a good result, whether it's a bad result, just like what Logesh said earlier, it doesn't really matter. It's just that what you want to do is much more important. So, in terms of uncertainty, you have to find out what you want to do. If you have a dream and you think that this dream can pay for your bills in the future, then you can try to cultivate it. You can try to develop in it, right? But in order for you to do this, you have to find information. You need to know what you want to do. You need to know how you want to do it. You need to understand what you're getting into. So the advice that I can give you is that you have to use all your resources, use all your ability, use all your the people around you, any adults, find all the knowledge, find all the sources, find all the information that you need in order to pursue your studies or to do something else. If let's say you want to join psychology, just like what Zengyan said, you can try to understand our course structure and then join based on our course structure. You can do that, or another degree, you can even do that. It's all based on the information that you find. The more information that you have, the more choices you have. And the more choices you have, the less you will feel bad about yourself when you choose something. You won't just choose a random degree and then try to make yourself fit into it. What if you regret your choice in the future? You don't want that to happen. So in order to avoid that, you have to find out your own information. So if you want your dream, you want to achieve your own dreams, then you have to grasp it on your own. You have to find your information on your own. You have to be independent in doing this. So this is the advice that I would give it to you. And you also need to envision your dream. That is quite important as well. You need to know what you're doing. So with that, that will be my answer. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Avinash, for the sharing. So all of your sharing is definitely beneficial to the audience now. So before we go into Q&A sections, I would like to, okay, please open up your phone, scan the QR code here for the evaluation form. So the evaluation form will take you about 1 to 2 minutes to finish. You can take a photo of this view, or you just scan by your mobile phone, okay, for the Q&A section. And also our my colleague Tom will be sharing the link in the chat box. So you may just click into the link and then fill up the evaluation form also, as your feedback is very important for us for the upcoming webinars. Okay, so take your time, 1 to 2 minutes to fill up the evaluation form, or you just take a photo of this slide first. Okay, so I can see that there is questions from the audience. Okay, is everyone finished the evaluation form? If yes, you can just type yes in the chat box and let me know. Okay, do you still need to scan the QR code? Else I can move to the next slide. Okay, so if you have finished the evaluation form, please reply a yes in a chat box to let me know. Okay, so let me see, there's a, okay, I think most of you have finished the evaluation form. All right, a moment, let me to view back the questions from you all. Okay, there is questions from the audience. They're asking, are statistic and probability as hard as NMAX in secondary school? Okay, so may I know any one of you who would like to answer these questions? What about Zhenyan and Avi? Zhenyan, Choshen, Logis?
Okay, to answer that question, I wouldn't say it's as hard as AdMaths. In fact, AdMaths is a lot harder. But then statistics and the other one is more streamlined. It's more narrowed down. So the things that you learn, it's not going to be jumbled up. You're not going to be learning 12 chapters in 1 year and then expect to answer them all in one exam. It's not going to be that hard. You're going to be learning similar things, and most of it are related. Each chapter that you learn in statistics is going to be related to one another. So it's not as hard as you think it is, but it's not easy either. You still need to put effort in it. As everything, you need to put effort in everything.
Okay, Zhengyan, do you want to share something about this Q&A?
So as for me, statistics and probability. So in compare, because during my Form 5, I do also have the experience of XMAX and Max. So in compare, in terms of the difficulty level, I feel that I think at max would be a little bit harder in compare to the statistics and probability. But statistics probability, as Avi said just now, is much more narrow now. Everything is much more focused. If you are learning statistics, the subject status statistics, everything will be only related to statistics. It will not be all jumbled up. It will not mix with like other chapters that are not included. So I would say that it's, if you put effort in it, in this subject, you will not feel hard. So you need to put, of course, you need to put a lot of effort in it. So, and you will not feel hard. Yeah, that's all from me. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Is Logis and Chosheng, do you want to share something about these questions? If no, then we proceed to another questions.
I think maybe that's enough.
Yeah,
Okay.
they pretty much said everything.
Okay, so the next questions is, hey, sorry. Okay, there's a question. May I know what is psychology about? So what about Chosheng and Zheng Yan to answer these questions, to let the audience know what actually psychology study about? You can share experience.
Sure. Is it okay for me to share first, or Zheng Yuan want to share first? Okay, let me just start with something very critical one. What is psychology? This question always come with a very weird answer in the first place from the public. When there's a question state out like, what is psychology? There must be someone will say, psychology. Oh, I know, psychology, reading mind. Oh, I'm so sorry. We are not superheroes, and psychology, according to the definition, is a scientific way to study human behavior and mental process. It is a way, definitely in a more definition way, it is one kind of method for us to understanding more about human, what they are acting, what is their behavior, and how this behavior link to what they are thinking, their mental process. So this is what psychology all about. But definitely when you talk about psychology course and the whole psychology itself, then we will need to break out, because the psychology itself is like a big umbrella, and below all this, below the umbrella, there are a lot of specific part of psychology. Then we can actually break into very details. Example, we have forensic psychology, we have child and adolescent psychology, and we have, and yes, counseling is one of the branches of psychology. And also we have IO psychology, which stands for industrial and organization psychology. So this thing will be details, but in generally and in a more general way, we will say that psychology is a scientific way that we will try to understand how human behave and how their mental process affect their behavior. So that is my answer. How about Zheng Yuan?
Zheng Yan, you haven't unmute yourself.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Choseng. So as I would like to add up to Choseng's point, as it is a scientific method to determine humans' behavior. So so-called scientific behavior, which involve, just now I have mentioned, which is statistics and probability, how the behavior occur. Yeah, what is the relationship of one event to the behavior, how this event cause this behavior like this. So it is more like everything need to be calculated. So it's not more like, like psychology. People have the tendency or the mindset that, oh, if you study psychology, you can read other people's mind. It's not like this. Everything need to be calculated, need to be specified. Yeah, this all from me.
Okay, thank you, Zheng Yan and Chosheng, for answering the questions. So I think most of the audience here are from science stream and also from art stream student. So may I know which part of teaching or course or subject in psychology is relevant to your study in secondary school? Since Avinash, Logis are from science stream, and also Choshen from Upstream. Do you mind to share more to the audience about this? I think they are quite blur or worried about the psychology, about the program. So would you mind to share with us? So what about we start with Avinash?
Okay, to answer that question, I would say it is more, psychology is more related to biology, because we learn things like the neuron, the brain process, the what's the word, dopamine, all these hormones and all that, and these are more related towards biology. And some people are very interested in biology. They like learning all these yeah, skeletal figures of humans and all this, the nervous system. And I'm pretty sure you can find this interest in psychology as well, but it would be less physical but more abstract rather than learning it about the physical parts in biology. So that would be the closest example I can think of. What about you, Shoshan?
Thank you very much, Avinash. So for me, I'm from upstream. So I'm so sorry that I do not have the background of science stream like biophysics, chemistry. But actually, like just like Zheng Yuan, Logis, and Avinash mentioned, there is actually mathematics inside the course of psychology. So first of all, I did have the background of additional mathematics, but my opinion is like it's very similar with others. Like additional mathematics is way harder if you compare to statistics, and statistics is something very specific actually. So but still there is something relevant in the mathematics, only mathematics, not additional mathematics. Like in original mathematics, you learn in Form 4 and Form 5, there are some chapters that actually related to the statistic, the mathematics that we all learn in this psychology course in university. So actually also a small advice, if you have about 80% to 100% of confidence in secondary school mathematics, then tell you what, the mathematics in psychology course is not hard at all if you have that confidence, because it is not as hard that you need to squeeze your mind very hard like additional mathematics. But there is one thing I also very agree about Avinash, even though I do not have biology background or like chemistry background. Yes, there are some subject in the psychology course that talk about brains, talk about nerve, how the sensory neurons, all these kind of thing works. But honestly, if you look back to secondary school, your science textbook for us stream students, look at your science textbook. The science textbook actually teach you about the brain structure already. You already have the base already. So you just need to pay more attention, pay a little bit effort on the science. Then maybe you get a good mark in the SPM, and you keep and remember all the things that teach in Form 4 and Form 5 about science, just science, not to tell you to buy the textbook from the science stream like the physics, bio, on chemistry. No, you just need to focus on your general science, then that's all. Then this is the opinion I can share.
Okay, thank you, Chosheng. Logis, do you want to top up, or do you have anything to share since you are from science stream in your secondary school?
It's what pretty much like Avinash said lah, that like from what I studied from my secondary school, biology can be related to psychology course, and also maths, normal maths can be related as well. But I took STPM as well. So from STPM, during my STPM, I studied this course called business study, pengajian perniagaan. So it's basically, it's like I won't say it's literally it's industrial psychology, but then there's like most of the part I learned that I get to learn in industrial psychology as well. And it's also a plus point for me lah, when I started to learn, when I started to see the program structure, I mean the content of the course, I was like, oh, I already studied this in STPM, it will be easy for me. So like, so yeah, that's all.
Okay, thank you, Logis, for the sharing. So I think most of you here is got a little bit idea of how you going to choose the program in future. And also there's one questions from me. As I know, Zheng Yan and Chosheng are now in year 3, Sem 3, and I believe that both of you have went through the internship lah. So do you mind to share with us how did you get into the internship, and like how long is the duration, and how you find a job, how you find the internship company to enroll to? So would you mind to share with us, Chosheng and Zheng Yan? Maybe we start with Zheng Yan first.
So, all right, thank you very much. In terms of how to find a job, there's a lot of online platforms such as JobStreet or LinkedIn or other online like applications, websites for you to find job. You can just scroll there. There is sometimes the company will post like the internship application right there. Like especially JobStreet. For me, during my internship, I applied through JobStreet. So JobStreet, you go there and find which job duties that can be related to your course that you are studying. So when you look through, oh, there is a job description right there. And you notice that the job description, let's say, is very suitable for the course that you are studying, then you can just, they will provide a bottom column right there and provide you to submit your resume and your CV, all this kind of stuff. So resume is just like a piece of information about your own identity, like also you can record down your marks, your like co-curriculum that you attend during your university, all those kind of important stuff, and you can submit to the employer to view it or the recruiter to view it. So normally the process, I would say, I still can remember, if not the process take around 1 month, I would say 1 month. After I submit my resume, I need to wait for 1 month for the recruiter to call me. Then after that, they call me, they will do a phone screening with me, ask like a phone interview with me. Then after that, let's say if I manage to pass the phone screening stage, then they will have an actual face-to-face interview with me. If not mistaken, last time, that time is the MCO period during that time. Then everything is through online. Then after that, they accept my application. Then I need to wait for my internship period begin. Then I just go there and work. Yeah, that's all from me. Thank you very much. How about you, Chao Sing?
Thank you, Zheng Yuan. And my experience is almost same as you. And the thing that I can add on is like the not very details, like the whole process. So the internship will definitely start with writing complete your resume first, and also finding suitable company and email them and contact them in the end, go to interview, and if everything okay, you deal with the document submission. And the whole internship, if I remember correctly, is about 13 weeks, which is 1 trimester and 1 long trimester for Utah. And before everything start, there will be 1 meeting that conducted by a lecturer that in charge in the student internship. The lecturer will call the student who going to internship next trimester, come and gather together in a classroom, and they will teach you how to write resume, give you a sample, and they will tell you a lot of information about what you need to be aware of when finding a suitable company for your internship. Then from my experience, it is a tough time for me to find a suitable company because of this COVID-19 period. I even try to email hospitals and counseling center, and in the end I keep finding, and in the end I successfully got accepted by an organization. So this is my experience, and I honestly I think my experience, there is actually one experience that I can answer a question for Calvin Loh. Is it okay for me to answer that? The
Yes,
question
sure.
is asking about.
Yes, Chao Shen.
Oh, can I answer? Can I answer that question in the first place?
Where is it? All the questions. Okay.
Okay.
You can share your opinions.
My opinion is because this actually is come from a friend around me, because you're asking about like, is the foreign country like Singapore recognize Utah Bachelor of Psychology degree. So imagine it is only internship, and this experience is actually come from a friend, and he is my classmate also in it's same batch with me and Zheng Yuan, also in psychology. And this friend go to internship with a Singapore company. Definitely in this period is MCO. And after that, the company wants my friend to keep working for them, which is still stay in the company to work for them until graduate, also work from them. So in this case, it's not like, oh, now I'm a psychology student. After I graduate, I wish I can join Singapore company. Because in this case, it's like the Singapore company interested to keep this student. So actually, it's my friend lah. So in this way, it's like the value of like our background as a psychology student, we have a lot of knowledge about how psychology works, and we know a lot of theories and how to do it in practical way. We have this kind of knowledge, and actually nowadays starting like foreign country actually want this kind of people, because they want to maybe they want to develop their company, something like that. So actually by looking at this case, in my opinion, there is actually let's say for Singapore, there is actually have this case that they actually want this kind of student that have a background of psychology degree. So this is my experience and opinion on that.
Okay, thank you, Cho Sheng, and thank you all of you for the sharing. And due to the limited time, so we need to end our webinar. So for other information, if you wish to ask, you can email to us, or you can ask us in the Facebook inbox as well. Okay, so the webinar is almost to end, so please allow me to have some short introduction of UTA. Right. So for information, UTA has 2 campuses, which is one located at Gambas campus, which is in Perak, and also Sungai Long campus, which is located in Kajang, Selangor. Okay, and this is the area of study that we provided. We do offer accounting, business, economics, actuarial science, mathematics, agriculture and food science, arts and social sciences, Chinese study, creative industry and design, engineering, IT program, life and physical sciences, and medicine and health sciences. Okay, and also for information, we do provide more than 110 program offer. Okay, so we do have over 67,000 of alumni. And for information, we have the 95% to 97% of the graduate rate, which means our student able to get a job after graduate during the 6-month duration. Okay, and also we do offer more than 70 student clubs and society in UTA. Okay, so for more information or you want to get in touch with us, you can always go to our website study.utah.edu.my/cn. There is a live chat button at the bottom corner. You can always reach us there, and we will be there every day from 9 to 5. So if you feel free to want to ask us anything, program inquiry, you can go to our website, and also you can like our Facebook page, UTA for You, and to drop a message to us. And also we do have a WeChat and a hotline number. You can WhatsApp to us as well, and you can email to us enquiryalliance@utah.edu.my. Okay, so that's all for today. This is the upcoming webinar. This coming Sunday, 4th of April, there is one webinar is about discovering Chinese study from 4 to 5 p.m. If you are interested to join this webinar, you can take a photo of this page first and scan the QR code later for the registration. Okay, and also we do next Friday, we do have a broadcasting student to share about their journey in UTA. Same also from 4 to 5 p.m. Okay, so and for information, you can find this recorded video from YouTube or our Facebook page. Okay, so if you have any question, please feel free to contact us. So that's all for today, and thank you everyone for joining us today. Have a nice day. Thank you. Bye.